Hey everybody, it's Punchlines!
Welcome back to Punchlines with Shay McMurdo. I am your host. We are the official podcast of Adams Boxing, #1 boxing boot in the business. Before we get to today's guest, I would like to thank our sponsors over at Feast Mode Flavors, where they make the low sodium, sugar-free spices, oatmeal, sweeteners, all that stuff. Whether you're training to be a fighter or if you're in bodybuilding preparation competition, they're there to help you out. And use code PUNCH10, get yourself 10% off. And our guest today, one of my favorite fighters. I've been watching him for a long time. He is the former WBC junior middleweight champion of the world, the only man to defeat your current undisputed champion at that weight class, Tony Superbad Harrison out of Detroit, Michigan. What's up, bro? Thank you so much for coming on.
My brother, not a problem, my brother.
Yeah, I even wore the Croc shirt. I made sure to.
I see it.
Yeah.
You get some brownie points from me today.
Yeah, I had to show love, man, because I've been a fan of Kronk my whole life, because when I was a little kid, I would watch Tommy Hearns highlights all the time and stuff. And I still think Manny is the best trainer there ever was. And I stand by that. I've had a lot of Kronk guys on before, like Kermit Centrone and stuff, and they'll all tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. What was it like? Just real quick. I love asking all his students this, because what was it like being trained? And no disrespect to your dad, Ali, by the way. I think he's a fucking great trainer too. But just being trained by Manny, what was that like?
Well, I got Emmanuel at the end of it. Like I wasn't with Emmanuel 2000, like early 2000. I wasn't with him, so I got with him like mid 2000, so like 2012-ish time. So I got him like at the end. So I barely did any, like, I'm not saying barely, but we rarely did pad work. It was like he was the voice though. Like when I got to him, he was more of a voice for me. He was more of a do this way, do this way. This is how this is supposed to go. This is how this is supposed to go. Of course we did pad work, but it was more, he was such an intelligent mind that he could tell you something and you can visualize it, and I put it on paper all the time.
And he was just basically instilling like just unparalleled levels of wisdom.
Manny was an encyclopedia. He was a walking encyclopedia for boxing. I'm talking about it's nothing you could have got in that he couldn't get you out of. With like he could tell you how to get out of it. He could tell you exactly how to get out of it. You know what I mean? He could tell you exactly how to win a fight. And he was just like a basic guy. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't doing the most. And that was my guy, though, man. That was my guy. He was the perfect fit for me to turn pro. He was the perfect manager for me. He was the perfect fit, the perfect trainer, the perfect promoter. He did it all, man. He knew everybody.
Your dad, who, like I said, has done a great job. You fought for 2 titles. The first time you fought Hurd, I still remember that fight, bro. I was dating this Cuban girl in New Jersey, and she was so damn toxic, bro. She would always root against whoever I would root for. And like I said, I rooted for you just because you were a Kronk guy, and I wanted to see you win. So she rooted for Hurd, and like just this shit she taught. Like I don't think I've ever been so mad. So that loss still, like, it digs deep. But that was a great fight. That was a fantastic war you had with him, and not a bad fighter to lose to. But almost 4 years ago to the day, you were a huge underdog against Jermell Charlo. And you went in there and got that shit though. Like, what was that like to finally hear your name announced as the champion, like the full champion, a real full-fledged belt?
To be honest, it felt no different than a normal fight to me, to be honest. You know what I mean? But for me, it was just like to see the joy on my dad's face. It was for my dad. You know what I mean? Boxing, being a trainer is like working a job less than minimum wage. You know what I mean? So he did what all my amateur career, we didn't get paid. We didn't, you know what I mean? He hustled to get us money to go to trips. And he stood by the way. So, you know what I mean? Just to see the excitement on his face to do something that he wasn't able to do or my granddad wasn't able to do. It was just like, for me to fulfill somebody that's been right there by my side this whole time. I can't pay him $100 million because that's probably what he was well deserved to earn. But I compare him back with just a monumental time that it'll never be forgotten in history.
I gotta say too, because the atmosphere of the fight, like you were a big underdog, like and Jermell had like been knocking people out a lot more lately at that time. And the focus you had on that, you were hyper focused pretty much the whole fight. I don't think I've ever seen you that focused. You were locked in because Jermell was throwing bombs and he's a fast guy and you were still finding a way to time him and everything. But it was a close fight. Like a lot of people thought Jermell won. A lot of people still think Jermell won. So it was a close fight and the pressure was high, but your dad in the corner, because they would show him in the corner talking to you. They were even talking to him during the fight, which I don't know why they do that, but they were talking to your dad during the fight while you're fighting. And he was still able to just to stay so calm and so reserved in what I think has got to be one of the most frantic moments a person could be in, like it's a nerve-wracking moment to fight in front of people like that. So it was impressive to see that.
Yeah, I think my dad is just like, you know what I mean? Like that was his character. My dad's demeanor, he never let nothing shake him. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, he's been around boxing his whole life. You know what I mean? Me fighting for the title was probably like year 45 for him or something, year 50 for him to just be around the sport of boxing. So it was like, it wasn't new to him. You know what I mean? So that moment wasn't new to him, but his demeanor was always calm and chill. You know what I mean? He was just the most chill and humble and cool guy you could probably ever meet, man. So his demeanor was always like that.
Which is funny because you got a very, I don't want to say loudmouth because you're not a loudmouth, but it's like,
no, I'm nowhere near that.
But you'll say what you want to say though. Your presence is known, whether it's when you got the sunglasses on or like you don't go out of your way to talk shit. But if people talk, you talk back.
I invite it. Yeah, people talk shit, I invite it, but I'm not just gonna walk outside and just say. First of all, I don't even like talking. Period. I don't like talking because my words of talking is fighting. So I don't like talking. Period. But if you're gonna invite yourself to talk to me, I'm gonna invite myself to talk to you, and no matter what way that is, whether it's negative or positive, you know what I mean. I'm gonna talk back. I think me not being as vocal as everybody else, I think that I think it's a gift and a curse sometimes, though. You know what I mean? Because if I did talk shit, because I'm good at talking shit, right? But I just don't like. But I just don't like talking shit. Like I just don't like. It's not my thing to wake up and say, "Damn, I might just talk the most shit today." You know what I mean? It's not my thing to do. You know what I mean? I stay in my own lane. I don't go out. I be in my own people. You know what I mean? So I don't really talk shit because I don't like talking shit. I'd rather fight. So I don't like talking shit. But I think me not talking shit is kind of like hindered me in a way, because if I did talk shit, I think I would be more active as a fighter. If I did talk shit, I think I'd be getting the biggest fights there is. If I did talk shit and show up and pull up and do all that, you know what I mean? I just think the longevity of my career would be a lot more lengthy than it is as of right now.
Yeah, well, people are calling you out now. And I mean, the WBC just ordered you in Fundora, which is a fun fight, a good fight. Danny Garcia called you out after he beat Jose.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's the only reason I was there.
Wait, say that again?
That's the only reason I went to. I don't even go to people's fights. So if I go to a fight, it's either I know the guy that's fighting or I want to fight the guy that's fighting. So it's no in between. Either I know the guy that's fighting. Like I'm not going to a fight just because Mayweather's fighting. Like I don't give a fuck about shit like that. Like I'm not going to. You know what I mean? So if I go to a fight, it's either I know the motherfucker that's fighting, I'm cool with him and I like him, or I want to fight you. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I think I enjoy Danny Garcia fights. I love watching the fights on TV, but I would have never went. The only reason I went is because he moved up in the division. This was his showcase to the division. He won the fight, and I thought it would have been a sexy fight to have. But he chose the other route. He won the fight and said he would like to go Lara and go this guy and this guy. So, and I'm not mad at it, but I just think me just not being as vocal as I should be, I think hindered me from having the fight that I should have. You know what I mean? If I talk shit, I think people would do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not knocking nobody for it. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like I just stay in my own lane. I'm not tripping on it. I just stay in my own lane.
Because I thought he said he would welcome the fight with you. Damn, I did not know that.
No. He said, what was his words? He said he was looking to go up and fight somebody like Adeslandi Lara
At 155.
at one. Yeah, and then
Some Canelo shit.
and then he said two other names though, and I'm like, what? Why? You know what I mean? He said two other names. I'm like, you know what I mean?
I think a rematch with Thurman was one of them.
Rematch. That's exactly what he said. A rematch with Thurman, and then with somebody else. It was, and I think it might have been something else. But I'm right there in the stand. I'm like, why won't you fight me? You know what I mean? You in 154 now. You just got past Jose. I'm a former champion. You're a former champion at 147. I just thought the fight just made 100% sense. That's the only reason I went, though. You know what I mean? But all respects to Danny. Like, I love Danny as a fighter. You know what I mean? So I know he's not ducking the wreck of fighting. He's just on the back end of his career where he's choosing the most fights that make the most sense financially and physically. So I'm not mad at him at all.
Yeah, it's smart, but it would be a fun fight.
It would be a fun fight, and I would love to fight. I would have loved that fight.
What about Fundora?
I mean, as of right now, I've heard nothing more than everybody else have heard. You know what I mean? So WBC ordered it. I've heard nothing from nobody else about it. You know what I mean? They ordered it. It is shit. It is what it is. I ain't talked to nobody. I ain't heard nothing from nobody yet. So, you know, I really don't even understand. I don't know where I go from here. I don't know where I go from here. I don't know where I stand from here. I don't really talk to Al, you know, that much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a guy that pressed himself on talking to Al or, you know what I mean, call him 1,000 times and say, what's up? No, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? But when he know that he needs a fighter to fight somebody else, you know, he can always call on me. But I just don't talk to him as like I don't beg nobody to fight. I don't beg him to fight. I don't beg him to give me fights. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? Now then, when he called me, when he's ready to call me, he called me. You know what I mean? So I've heard nothing more than the people that have heard about that fight.
But that's a fight you would want.
I will fight anybody. To be honest, I'm not ducking no. I will fight anybody. It's nobody in the world I want to fight. So when Luis Arias just calling my name out, I asked to fight him. They told me no. When this person called my name, I'm like, okay, well, let me fight him. They're like, no. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like fighting is out of my hands because I would love to fight anybody. So fighting for me right now is out of my hands. You know what I mean? So understand that it's not me saying that I wouldn't fight these guys. You know what I mean? It's somewhere along the way where it doesn't make business sense or it doesn't make physical sense for me to fight this guy. And I understand that. Like, it made no sense physically for me to fight Luis Arias. Like, it just made no sense. Like, you know what I mean? That guy just opened up to fight, like, the first fight of the night. Like, he just fought the first fight of the night in the stadium where nobody was in it. You know what I mean? So it made no sense for me to fight him. You know what I'm saying? But for me, as a dog standpoint, the pride standpoint, he talked so much shit. I would have loved to fight him, but it just didn't make sense for them to make that fight. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of shit not working in my favor for me to fight nobody. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's next for me, but I'm not begging for it. You know, I own a gym, man, and I'm training. And I love training kids, man. I love training. I love training, period. So, you know, it just keep it's a way for me to just stay in the boxing without boxing for real.
What's up with your gym, by the way? Superbad. We used to do reads on here back when you were doing the GoFundMe, back when over the summer, like right around, it was right after the Garcia fight.
Right.
You did shit get fixed up in the roof and everything?
Well, the roof is like 80% done. It's like 80% done. So we probably got like just a little bit. It's not even like it's literally like small parts of my roof that's not fixed. But it's, you know, I got like 20,000 square feet. So I would say probably like 18,000 of it is like done. Like it's like so it's like small pieces that still need to be fixed up. But you know what I mean? Like for me, man, I'm so blessed, man, from where I came from. You know, from all the fucking water. It used to be 100 water puddles in that motherfucker. Now it rain, it's only 2 or 3. You know what I mean? So it's just like, for me, it's just like, that's progression for me. You know what I mean? So I don't cry, I don't complain. But it's, you know, as long as we moving forward in the right direction, progression for me is everything.
Right. I was really hoping that it would get taken care of because like your guy, you love Detroit. You love being from Detroit. Like
right.
It's not like by the way, like I know you're a Detroit sports fan. The Lions are fucking shit up right now, bro.
Man, listen to me. I'm telling you right now. They better stop fucking sleeping on them boys.
Bro.
They better stop sleeping on them boys, man. Them boys carrying the chip of Detroit on their shoulders, like the chip of like y'all motherfuckers just can't come here and do anything to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even the games we lost though, like you see the upside of this team. Like you see like the progressions of this team. Like we losing by 3 points in double overtime type shit to the best teams, to the Bills. We taking them down to the wire and we losing by a field goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we see the progression in the team, and I love the attitude of the coach. The coach Dan has got these boys just fuck y'all. He got the fuck you attitude, like just fuck y'all. Like, you know,
they got
y'all,
good chemistry too.
Man, they do, man, and they do. And you know the best thing I like about it, we don't have the biggest names. We don't have Devontae Adams at receiver. You know what I mean? We don't have those. We got Mon St. Brown. You know what I mean? Them guys that you don't know about, but you know about them right now because the way these Lions are putting these guys in positions to make plays. And that's, you know, Detroit is like the way of life for me. It's like the rappers are starting to come up. The real estate owners is coming up. The businesses is coming up. The city is coming up. But all it takes for a guy from Detroit, when you're in Detroit, all it takes is the opportunity. You know what I mean? Once your opportunity is called, you know what I'm saying? Like you make do of that opportunity. And I think Goff is doing a fucking amazing job with the pieces that he's dealt with, man. Because he's making those guys like, damn, why we didn't pick this guy? Right. You know what I mean? Why we didn't get this guy? Why we didn't get this guy? But it's just you got to make do with what's due, with what you have. You know what I'm saying? And they doing that, man. I love the Lions.
You know, and now that Jamison Williamson is healthy too, he's nasty. He scored on his very first catch. He's healthy. Chark is healthy.
Man, them boys are clicking. Them boys, like I'm telling you, we like 2 pieces away from like contention. Like, you know, in Super Bowl contention. We like 2 pieces away. I don't know what pieces those are. I think they on defense though. You know what I mean? But you know, but Hutchinson, Hitchinson, that boy. That was a great start in the direction that we need. I think we need like one more solid veteran DB and one more solid veteran linebacker, and I think we'd be all right.
Both your edge rushers that you drafted this year, Hutchinson and the other one,
they're going crazy.
Yeah, they're leading rookies in sacks. Both of them,
That's right.
1 and 2. Yeah,
that's right. So I just think, like I said, I think we're missing a veteran linebacker. And I think we need one more veteran corner. You know what I mean? I think we got a lot of young corners. That give up a lot of like young shit right now, like Okuda and them boys. You know what I mean?
Too much pressure on Okuda.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I just think they're giving up little small things that a veteran to come out there and be able to teach you. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think we're missing 1 or 2 pieces on defense. But I think the offense is fluent enough to fucking keep us in the game with anybody in the NFL right now.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch too with Swift and Williams, both of them. They're both, The
only thing about Swift though, I think as much as I don't like it, I think Swift is going to find his way to another team. As much as I don't like it, because I like Swift, but I just think you need that durable guy that's the longevity durable running back. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's Swift. I think Swift is very crafty. I actually think he's the best running back on the team, but I also think he's the less durable. You know what I mean?
He gets hurt a lot.
And I think that Williams kid is very good too, and I think he's very durable. And I think he's gonna be the guy you pride yourself on running that, being the Lions running back.
I think he's leading the league in rushing touchdowns too.
The boys doing good, man. I'm telling you, man. Our offense can put up with any team in the NFL.
It's cool to watch like the Lions be good though, because it's like you're not like everybody likes seeing the Bengals be good last year, like when you're not used to it.
I like the Bengals too, though.
And the Packers fucking suck.
Packers suck.
Yeah, how much better can it get for you as a Lions fan?
Man, the Packers fucking suck right now.
So bad, dude.
They fucking suck right now. Tampa Bay fucking suck. Both of them teams with the best 2 quarterbacks that's supposed to be the best 2, they suck.
And the like Russell Wilson is god awful.
They suck.
Although he just got knocked.
They suck.
Yeah, they're so bad. Yeah, they're so bad. I like watching the Pistons too in basketball because I went to Oklahoma State the same time as Cade Cunningham.
Did you?
But, yeah, that was like because when I got out of the Navy in 2020, right? And then I was supposed to be a football recruiter at Arizona State, but then when COVID happened, I couldn't take my SATs, so I ended up going to Oklahoma State to work for their football team. And like I went there the same time as Cunningham. I didn't like kick it with him and shit, but like I would like see him and everything. So like when I saw him go to the Pistons, I was like, yeah, I hope he's good.
No, he good. He good, man. I just think I like the direction for Detroit sports, period, man. I think the direction both of these GMs are going in is a powerful direction. One thing I loved about the Lions is the Pistons, they involved our culture so much. Like they involved the neighborhood, they involved the culture, they involved the rappers, they involved Big Sean, they involved the people that look just like me. You know what I mean? The old Pistons stadium owners didn't really involve people like us. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's safe to say me and my people can go to them games and have a great fucking time. Like now the floor seats is crowded with people like us. You know what I'm saying? It's crowded with people like us. You know what I mean? The rappers, you know what I'm saying? The regular guys, you know, with ice on. You know what I'm saying? Like the ice camera come on and everybody got their ice on. It's really like a family friendly place to go to now, involving our culture for sure.
Yeah, and is it cool to see like Dan Campbell like embrace that shit too? Because he does a good job.
But that's what I'm trying to tell. But that's what I'm saying though. Like the team is really like both teams, Pistons and Lions, are a part of our culture now. Like it's like they have embedded the culture of toughness and grit and wit all in that. Like they adapting that. Like, and the players are adapting with it. You know what I mean? Like they adapting to the cold. People that's from Miami and Florida and Houston that's used to hot weather, they adapt. They've adapted. You know what I mean? To being this, they call this home now. So I love it.
Yeah, I'm from Vegas, and we got a lot of people from Detroit and Vegas for some reason. I still don't know why, but
me either.
But I'm grateful for it because, bro, I feel like Detroit's just an underrated city overall. Because whenever people talk about pizza, they talk about New York and like that shit from Chicago. No one ever brings up Detroit style. Detroit style shits on Chicago style.
And that is crazy. We have one of the best pizza places I've tasted in the world. Mm-hmm. I ain't a pizza fanatic, but if you go to downtown Detroit, you go to Moot's. Moot's Pizza is probably one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life, ever. You know what I mean? So it's just a good place for everybody to go look at. So when you come to Detroit, go hit Moot's. Yeah. Tell them Tony sent you, and then go look for the Tony that own that too. So,
no, bro. Before we get you out here, because I know you only got a little bit of time, but I'm glad your gym's doing good. I'm glad the fucking Lions are doing good. But if you could, like, I know you don't want to talk shit or call it, but if you could fight anybody,
Charlo,
the trilogy,
Charlo,
win or lose against Sue or whatever his name is,
Charlo,
just Charlo.
I literally don't give a fuck about nobody else. I just think like the competitive nature in me, and I know he got some competitiveness in him, probably not as much as me, but he got some competitiveness in him, right? So I'm just like, why do we lead this 1-1? You know what I mean? Why do we lead this 1-1? Why did, Tyson Fury fight Wilder again? Like, they wanted to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? So for me, like, let's figure this shit out. You know what I mean? Like, before I lead this boxing, let's figure this shit out. Like, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? As much as he don't want to do it, and that's why I told myself I'm going to fight my way back to that position. As much as he don't want to do it, I'm right there. I'm number one again. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like Charlo. You know what I mean? Like, they want to derail that to put Fundora in front of him, but I don't give a fuck who it is, to be honest. If the money makes sense, give me Fundora. And then the next will be Charlo. It's cool. Give me Fundora. If not, if the money's not there, you'll see me on the sideline still, and I'm still to be number one until they erase me off or they kick me out and derail me and railroad me and shit like that. But all I want is a fight with Charlo again. We ain't got to have no press conferences because I know that's probably the part he feared the most. We ain't got to have no press conferences and then just suit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and you suit up for one last time. I'm talking about the people that love it. It'll be a sold-out event. The first one was sold out, so it'll be another sold-out event. And it just be like, it'll be epic for cities, man. It'll be epic for my city. It'll be epic for his city. And then it'll be epic for us to just figure out, like, he can't fuck with me or I can't fuck with him. And I'd be okay with saying that. Me just, whatever happens in that, I'll be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got this one last time to figure it out. You know what I mean? So just him, Charlo.
Are you going to go to his fight against Sue?
I don't go to fights, bro. I told you, I don't go to fights if I don't know you, unless I want to fight you, or unless I know you. I don't neither one of those guys. Well, I do want to fight Charlo, but It ain't like me. It just got to make sense because me going means nothing. You know what I mean? He gonna be like, oh, I got this, I got that. I know that man. Listen to me. That man is crafty, smart. He ain't that bright, but when it's time for him to be bright, he cut a light on. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be like, I got the IBF first. I got WBO next. So it ain't like I'm going to change the path, but he can also say he is the man in the division, right? He can also say, tell Al, I want to skip all that. I want to put all that aside. I want to fight Harris. You know, he's able to do that, right? You know, he's able to do that. I don't want the word to know he's able to do that. He's able to say, I know I got WBO mandatory next. We're gonna skip that. I want to fit in. I want to figure this out before I go anywhere. And we didn't have to do it for the belt. I told him we didn't have to do it for the belts. We can meet at 156. Where you keep your belts. I don't gotta win them if you lose. You know what I'm saying? But just keep your belts. I want to just do it for me and you. Me and you, pride out the way. Let's figure this shit out. Is Charlo better than Harrison or is Harrison better than Charlo? And we don't got to be for no belts or nothing. He can keep the belts. We can fight at 156. The higher the weight goes for him, for me, is the better. So I would rather not fight for the belts, to be honest. Because the higher the weight go, the more I get to, those 2 pounds make a difference for me. You know what I mean? So if I can fight at 156, 158, he can say one fight at 158, I'd be like, fuck yeah. I just want to fight him again. You know what I mean? Even playing fields, and I just want to do it again, though. You know, it was fun, man. That night for me was fun. It was probably the most fun I've ever had in boxing. It was fun for me.
There were great fights, 2 fantastic fights, both of them. Yeah, and it was fun. I hope you do get. I know you said he's afraid of the press conference, but I want a third press conference too.
Man, listen to me. I would love it, man. I would love it, but like I said, for me, when it's time for me to really use the gift of gab, I'm undefeated, dude. I'm really undefeated, dog. Like I don't even bring my shit up because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to use I'm almost like a comedian. I'm almost like Kevin Hart. Like if you want to book me for $1 million because I don't want to don't book me for like 10,000 because everybody going to book me. Then I'm gonna run out of product. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run out of shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So when you book me for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because when I start talking, I got some heat. I got some heat, bro. I got some heat. That's why I don't talk much. I got some fire. I got some heat.
Yeah, you like Kendrick. You can only drop a project like once every 7 years.
Once every 7 years. I'm like, exactly. I'm like Kendrick, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even water myself down with everybody else. That's what I said. Like, I don't want to fight guys that if I have a press conference with, it's gonna be corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to water myself down. Like, give me somebody like Sergio Garcia where I don't gotta talk no shit. He don't gotta talk no shit. We just fight. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Fondora, we just gonna fight. Like, we don't gotta be shit talking. But with Charlo, I'm the Grinch that stole Christmas, dog. I'm coming out of my bag for that.
That's why if you fought Danny, Danny ain't gonna talk shit. But Angel's gonna talk shit.
Guess what? But I'm cool with that though. Because some fights, like it's like the fight is so good that you don't have to talk shit. Like
but how would you? Yeah, but Angel's gonna talk shit.
Yeah, trust me. Listen to me. I don't give a who talk. They started out. It started once you open up the can, baby. I'm gonna smell it. I'm gonna smell the aroma, baby, and I'm gonna come right back. I got heat for anybody though. I got heat for anybody. That's I got heat for anybody. So you know what I mean. Like for me, I just don't want to wait. It's hard for me to waste my talents, man. I'm taking my talents to South Beach like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to waste my talent, man.
Oh my God, that game last night against the Celtics. That shit. Did you watch that at all?
I didn't. I watched the highlights though. I watched the highlights of
that shit. I had it on as background noise as I was doing a final for one of my classes, and I'm like, I would look up, and the Celtics were up by like 15, and then
LeBron was up like 10, and like
yeah.
Like 3 minutes left, and them niggas came back. I'm like, what? How the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, I looked up. It's overtime. I'm like, what the fuck is this game, bro?
Yeah.
I'm a Blazers fan, so I'm just used to fucking.
And I see your jersey right there, man. My boy, me, I be kicking it with my boy Dame a lot too, though.
Really?
Yeah, I be kicking it with Dame. Like Dame is like a real boxing fan. Dame is like one of those guys that you could put him in any era and he's still gonna be just Dame. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't really talk much, but he's self-sufficient. Like he's self-proclaimed to do exactly what needs to be done. You know what I mean? Like he works hard, and like he said, he's not super athletic. So he like Dame is literally like for the ghetto. He literally should be like the mayor for the ghetto, like for people that's like undersized and under strength, under athletic. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy for you. You know what I'm saying? But still go to in the NBA, get his opportunity to go to the NBA, and he lighten that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? So he should be like the ghetto's mayor. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of vibe I get from him, dog. Like, because everybody could take something away from Dame. Damn, I'm small. I can't do it because I'm short, but you can do it because Dame did it. You know what I'm saying? I think I can't jump super high. I'm not super fast. Well, Dame did it. He's not super fast, or nor can he jump super high. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of shit that Dame got that the ghetto got. Like Dame is literally a reflection of the ghetto type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no excuses, bro.
And now that's the best part about the way he thinks, though, is the best part about game. That's why I like Dame. Because the way he thinks, he like, look, you're not gonna outwork me doing it though. You may be able to jump higher than me. You may get the oohs and the ahs. I'm gonna get 30. My shit might be silent. You gonna get 30. Yours might be loud, but I got 32. And you ain't gonna beat me. You ain't gonna out discipline me. You ain't gonna outwork me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna out tough me. You know what I'm saying? You get elbowed. Dang gonna get elbowed in the face. Stitch it up, and I'm going back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Other people may get. I'm out for the game. Let's take them out the game. You know what I'm saying? For shit like that, Dame embrace shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Dame could play in any era, like you said. Like
I
Dame
just
could have
say
played with Kobe.
Easy. He could have played with Isaiah Thomas and them. He could have played with all of. He was just as tough. He was just as tough, just as efficient. You know what I mean? He had the gift. Dame got a gift, bro. Dame got a gift. To be from the ghetto, bro, he got a gift.
He can lead too. Like he's like a legit leader because we got him. The Blazers got him right after Roy left. Like Roy
was my boy.
Yeah, I was so sad the day he retired.
Yeah, Roy was my boy.
But then the best player immediately became Aldridge. So I thought Aldridge was going to lead the team. And then they drafted Lillard, and like right away he became my favorite player. And then when I found out how big of a boxing fan he is, I was like, dude, I love this guy even more.
Me and Dame literally talks about boxing. Like I was training Alicia for her fight, and I was talking to Dame, and I just told them like Dame, and I think some of my mind was trying to persuade Dame like AB was gonna win, like because I think he was like pro Michaela. I think he was pro Michaela. I'm like, bro, listen to me. You know athleticism, you know sports. You at the height. She's not better than this girl. You know what I'm saying? What part of this girl is better than this girl? He used to be like, oh, well, she tough. She get trained by these people. She throw a lot of. I said, but listen to me. Somebody's punching back, though. You know what I mean? You can't give me all the good shit she do when somebody's punching back. You know what I mean? So we chopped it up about that fight. We chopped it up about Shakur fights. We chopped it up about Javante fights. You know what I mean? We talk boxing, man. We literally talk. Like every time I talk to Dame, it's really about boxing. I don't even talk to him about basketball. You know what I'm saying? We talk about boxing every time I talk to him.
Sick.
You know what I'm saying? He a good dog. I can say he a good dude, man. He a mayor for the ghetto.
Oh yeah, he's the only athlete whose shoes I buy because they're his shoes. I've never done that with anyone else. Not even.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. I buy Jordans because they're sweet, so I understand what you're saying. I buy them because they're sweet. So
yeah, but I look like a goofball in Jordans unless it's just regular ass Jordan 1s, bro.
What the fucking size shoe you wear? 13?
I'm a 12, but like I don't know. They just don't fit me. Like they don't fit like my personality, I guess.
Yeah, right.
So I just don't. I'm not comfortable in them, I guess.
No, I get it. I get that.
I bought a pair of pennies one time, some foams.
Pennies.
Yeah, I wore them. I walked out. I saw myself in the mirror. Immediately, just went back and returned them. I was like, I can't do this shit, bro. I can't.
No, that's good. No, I get you. It's like I got shoes like that too. I got shoes that I be like, nah, these just don't look right on me. You know what I'm saying? So I got shoes like that too.
It is kind of sick though, seeing like the cool shit that they do with like boxing boots now, like what Caleb Plant did with his for the like the Krugers, or like what like even Carlos Adams from Adams Boxing, he does cool shit like for the Vargas, like he'll sew in like the tassels, like custom and everything. It's pretty dope. I had Andre Durrell on a few weeks ago. I was talking about how he had his like he wore like these khaki boots for the Carl Froch fight, and like they had like the Gucci logo on them and everything. They were sick, but then he also told me too he had to fight that whole fight in dress socks. And I was like, if you've ever had a box before, like the thought of boxing in like those thin ass dress socks, like
yeah, I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I probably would be like, look, I tore my ACL in the back. I couldn't even walk out in those. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't do it, or I would have told my dad Dad, to give me your socks. You know what I'm saying? It's no way I could afford any dress socks. No way. Not one. Not no way.
That make my feet hurt just thinking about it.
No way. No way.
Well, but yeah. So I don't want to cut you short, but I know you've been short on time. I'm grateful for all the time you've had. This has been an awesome conversation. I like when we can talk about just like sports and shit too. But I like that you mentioned too that Detroit rappers are coming up. Like I don't listen to a lot of them now. Like I know people tell me listen to like Polo G and shit, but I listen like to a lot of old Detroit rappers. Like I still have like Obi Trice and shit in my playlist sometimes.
And then you going back to the fucking
way old shit.
Hood. Yeah, them boys is hood legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, them boys hood legend. Him, Royce, Eminem, those guys are like Big Hurt. All them guys like ghetto legends. They legends.
I love Royce too, and I like this guy named LZ. I don't know if you ever heard of LZ.
No, I ain't never heard of him before.
He got popular. He had a mixtape called Illmatic where it was just him rapping about like Detroit shit, but over Nas's Illmatic. But that's his biggest project. Danny Brown. I love Danny Brown, but a lot of people don't fuck with Danny Brown. They think he's weird.
I ain't never even heard of him.
You never heard of Danny Brown?
Nah.
Bro, he's from Detroit too. He's been
I'm
on
saying,
projects with
but you know, it's a difference when somebody's from Detroit and they live here. You know what I mean? And they've visibly been here. Like there's a lot of people that's from Detroit that's like born here, but like we've never seen them a day in our life. You know what I mean?
That's wild. He's been on big projects before with like ASAP and Kendrick and shit.
But like, I'm saying, do he live here? Did he live here?
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what? Like, where is he living now?
I don't know. Probably for California or something.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like T Grizzly and them was in the neighborhood. He was in the neighborhood before he moved to Cat. Like, so we know him. You know that we know Big Sean went to Cavs. We know Big Sean was off 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? And living always a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? So them guys lived here. You know what I'm saying?
His dope too. I can't remember his name. His drummer's also from Detroit, but he's dope too.
Damn, that's crazy. I know one drummer. You know, but
he's like the only one I know.
But he is hip hop though, right? The guy you talking about, he is hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't never heard of him. I'm a Google. I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, he does shit for Big Sean. Like when Big Sean did like the halftime show for the Lions, like on Thanksgiving last year, like he was part of it. But yeah, you got any sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out, bro?
No, man, I just want to shout out my auntie, who does a lot of fucking work for me, man. She's literally a lifesaver. My brother, my mom, my dog Bruce. You know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of people, man. My whole gang, man. I want to shout out everybody that just help us progress. Basim, I want to shout out all the trainers in the gym. Basim, Lance, my brother, Al. I just want to shout out all the guys that make our program phenomenal, man. Like that's for me, like that is my. That's why I hold my head high on my gym. I hold my head very high on that, man. And getting these kids off the street and seeing them progress and seeing them grind, man. It's so that's the most. Like I can win 20 titles, bro. Like nothing is more progressive than me. Nothing makes me more happy. My heart more happier than seeing those kids progress and win something and you know what I mean. Understand what they want to be out of life.
Do you want to train when you're done fighting? Is that something you'd want to do?
I love training. So of course, you know what I'm saying? Of course I would. I love training. Yeah. I love dissecting. Like I love dissecting people when somebody's fighting somebody. I love watching. I love looking at habits. And that's the shit I do as a trainer that I never, ever do as a fighter, ever. So
really, that's weird because you got such like a I don't know, like cerebral approach to sport, I'd say, like, because you're very like defensively sound, but very like offensively efficient and technical.
Yeah,
you got one of the best 1-2s in the sport.
Yeah. But I think that's why that was our repetition, though. You know what I mean? I was taught that. You know what I mean? I was taught that. You know what I mean? But as a fighter, as a trainer, it's like, damn, I got more responsibility on myself than as a fighter. You know what I mean? As a fighter, I'm just like, fuck it, that's what I'm fighting. Okay, I look at him, look at his height. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, all right, I fight him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look at nothing. But when the responsibility is on my hands, when AB is fighting Mayor and I know the world is watching, I know this is one of the biggest fights that can be made, I'm dissecting. every night I'm dissecting, every night. And I'm taking something new in the training every day because I dissected something new every day.
So when you see somebody like Sebastian Fundora, who's like a fucking NBA small forward, and they're telling you like you might have to fight him, like what do you look at when you see him? And he fights on the inside too.
That's the only thing that's the only thing that I say that he finds himself repeatedly at. Like he finds himself there a lot of the time that he don't even want to be there, but he finds himself there. You know what I mean? Like even if you want to go long, eventually he's gonna find his way in the inside. You know what I mean? So I just think that's his niche, man. I think he's comfortable there. You know what I mean? I think he's very fucking comfortable there. But the fact that he's comfortable there, I think he makes it easy for a lot of fighters in the 154-pound division to be victorious towards him. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I just think the way he fights in the inside makes it better for everybody else. You know, he doesn't make it hard. It doesn't make it harder. You know what I mean? Only thing that makes it hard is that he throws a ton of fucking punches and he is southpaw.
Yeah, he's
You know what I'm saying?
he's good too. I mean,
He's good.
Tough.
He's good. No, he's good. He's tough. Yeah. So I'm not don't get. I'm not taking. I don't take.
Oh no, I ain't saying that. I'm just highlighting.
Yeah. So I'm not taking the. But I'm telling you, the attributes that make him tougher than what he really is because he is southpaw and he throw a lot of punches.
Yeah, because Lubin was fucking him up in parts of that fight. Lubin was hurting him.
Yeah, that was an amazing fight.
Great fight.
That was an amazing fight. But once again, it showed you how the business is because we both fought on the same night. I thought he had a harder fight than I did, right? He came back and fought again this year. I didn't. You know what I mean? So it just shows me how the sport looks at me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not fighting the guy they want to win, I'm probably not gonna fight. And I'm cool with that. That's why now when you call me to fight somebody, you just gotta pay me. Because it ain't like you love me. The sport don't love nobody. So it ain't like y'all love me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
For me, it's just like if y'all want me to fight anybody, I'm not wanting to trust me. And I'm telling you this on interviews so the world can see this. I will fight anybody. Anybody. Not an excuse where I will fight anybody. You got to pay me for it now, though. You know what I mean? Because it just shows how you looks at me. It shows how the sport look at me. Because we both fought on the same night. He got knocked down. It was in a brutal fight, a tough fight, which I was in the tough one too, but I wasn't in as one as tough as theirs, right? I walked out of that motherfucker still pretty, right? So they fought a tough fight. I fought a tough fight. Sebastian Fundora came back to fight again in 2022. Tony Harris didn't even get a possibility for a call to fight somebody. You know what I mean? So now, once again, I fought one time last year, right? It's going to be one time this year. It's probably going to be one time the year after that. So now, for me, if I'm going to keep doing it how y'all want to do it, y'all just got to pay me for it.
That's crazy. Like, you haven't even been offered a fight at all? Not once?
Not one. Not one fight. Not all these fighters in the world, I've been offered not one fight.
That, and then,
with nobody. I haven't even had the opportunity to say yes or no to nobody. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad. I don't cry out like, Al, what the fuck? No, Al love us. Al love us and our people. Al love us. I love Al. And I love Sam. I love Sylvia. I love Brad. All those guys do the best they can to help guys like me and people that look like me and people that come from underprivileged opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So they help people like us. You know, so I'm not mad at nobody. I love them. You know what I'm saying? I love them. But I don't beg them. I don't call them and beg them for a fight. I don't call them and say, well, damn, what's happening? I don't do none of that. I just take it into my own hands and say, look, okay, y'all want me to fight? Y'all got to pay me this. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't want me to fight, then I won't fight no more. Then I mean, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking. I'm not crying or fucking begging nobody for something I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? I've been fighting my whole life, so it's fighting something I feel like it's my job. I'm supposed to go to work. You know, I go to work every day without the possibility of a paycheck. You know, I still go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even tripping on it because that's health as well. So I go to work every day. I don't cry, I don't complain. But now if you want me to fight somebody like Fundora, which I would love to, but I know the odds are not in my favor because I only fight once a year like I'm Floyd. I ain't making Floyd kind of money, but I fight once a year like I'm Floyd. I fought the same night they fought. I had a good fight just like they did. I had an easier fight, not an easier fight, but I came out with an easier performance than they did. But Fondora fought again, so it just showed they love Fondora. They love Fondora, right? And I'm not mad at it. You don't gotta love me or like me, but now you gotta pay. Nothing else.
I mean, it's a deep weight class, man. I think the fans want to see you fight. I know that for a fact. Like
I want to see myself fight. I want to listen to me. And I tell people this all the time. It's nobody in the world I can't beat. It's not one person. I don't give a who it is, who you name. It's not one person in the world I cannot beat. Only way I slim the odds to be successful in those fights. Two things: keep me inactive, keep me not fighting, and then want me to win. When you do give me the fight, you want me to fight the best guys. You know what I'm saying? So my only thing I ever cared about when I put only thing I cared about when I started the sport of boxing and I became pro, I told Manny, just keep me busy. Keep me out of the streets, keep me out of the people's faces, keep me busy, keep me in the gym, keep me busy. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the way, when Manny passed, I lost that weight. You know what I'm saying? So I never, you know what I mean? It was just, nah, go to this, go to this. Nah, start doing this with your boys. Nah, you know, shit that I was never doing, I get the opportunity to do it now because I'm just not active. I'm not busy now. You know what I mean? So I just think I slim the odds fighting everybody now because I'm not active. So now the odds are getting tighter now. You know what I'm saying? Like the skill set, my skill set outclass anybody. I'll outclass anybody's skill set wise. You know what I'm saying? But I'm slimming the odds down by just not being active. You know what I mean? And they just fighting once a year. It's just not gonna cut it. You know what I mean? Then I'm getting older. My body is reacting different. You know what I'm saying? I spar now. I sparred the other day. I don't even think I got hit with nothing hard, but like my fucking back started hurting out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? So time is not on my hands now. Time is not on my hands. I'm 32. You know what I'm saying? I've been boxing since I was 5. Time is not on my hands, nor is consistency. So, you know what I mean? I ain't really tripping on the sport of boxing. When it's ready to call my name, I do.
So, but how excited do you get compared to your own fights? Like when AB fought over like for her title, like how like you're very animated in the corner, not in like a bad way, but it's like it's like you're excited to be there. Like, what's just that like this new transition kind of?
I mean, man, for me, man, I just like I be just happy that somebody gave the opportunity to somebody that understands the sport of boxing. And I think I'm just glad that AB gave me the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, oh, she gonna lose because she got Tony in the corner that don't, you know what I mean? But Tony
people said that shit.
Yeah, but Tony got a lot of fucking knowledge about the sport of boxing. First off, number one is my granddad boxed, Henry Hank. My granddad taught my father, which is Ali. I learned also all that knowledge in. My uncle Tony, he was a world championship referee for boxing. You know, that's my dad's brother. So I got all this game, all this knowledge from him. And then to trump that off, they gave me the trump card. They gave me a spade card. And they let Manny come in my life. So I'm soaking all this shit. I'm a walking book of a new age encyclopedia. Manny was the old age encyclopedia. Manny's the old Bible, the old Testament.
Yeah, King James shit.
Man, he the Old Testament. I am also the New Testament, though. You know what I mean? And at a young age, you know what I mean? Like you don't got to get a 70-year-old to do a job. You don't got to get people that's 65. You don't got to get people that can't really, you know what I mean? Like where they be, when she run, I run. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes the training for her just a little more interesting. When she run, I run. You know what I'm saying? When she work out, I work out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right there grinding with her. I'm like, no, don't do that. But let's go. Let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grinding with her. So it's just like a new age thing. And I think the more new age people just need the opportunity. Like I said, people from Detroit need the opportunity. And AB gave me the opportunity to do something I really genuinely love doing. And that's teaching. You know what I'm saying? So, and she believes it. You know what I'm saying? Well, the more she listens to it, she believes it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just talking shit that's bullshit to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm really giving her game. You know what I'm saying? And she loves it. You know what I mean? She loves it and she appreciates it. And I appreciate her for giving me the opportunity. You know what I mean? So, and then another thing is just keep me closer to the sport that I'm already in, that I'm not in type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it was a formula for success. She got her hand raised against Very talented opponent in her own
And,
right.
and then it was good. But the crazy part about the fight is people thought she was going to lose the fight because I was going against Coach Al. And I'm like, why the fuck are y'all making this fight against me and Coach Al? Like, I got a horse, he got a horse. Like, I'm not fighting Coach Al. I'm not in this to fight Coach Al. Like, me and Coach Al are not fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? He got to give his fighter the best wisdom that he can give her. I got to give my fighter the best wisdom. Apparently, my wisdom was just a little bit sharper at the moment that it needed to be sharper in. You know what I'm saying? And I win, we won. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? I beat Coach K and I beat Coach Al. And I did it. Niggas didn't think I was going to do it, but I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like him, Coach Al, and Coach Manny Robles. All those guys are championship training fighters. You know what I'm saying? But I did it. You know what I'm saying? I did it by myself. I did it, you know what I'm saying? Me, Eddie, and we did it. We did it. We did this shit. You know what I'm saying? We did it. You know what I'm saying? The people what they didn't know it, they know it's not. You know what I'm saying? They knew them for sure. That's why they got all the corner press. And every time when I watch the fight, I'm like, damn, why they ain't showing what I'm giving AB? Why they ain't in our corner giving the information I gave AB? You know what I'm saying? But
how much you think your experience from that Charlo fight like paid into that? Because you
listen to me, it paid in big. It paid in big. It paid in because it was times that she was getting so hyped up, and I'm like, look, I had to just dumb it down because I know how adrenaline happens. Adrenaline take you all the way up there, then when it's time to come down, you crash. I'm just like, nope, chill out. You know what I mean? Woo, slow down on this one. You know what I'm saying? You talk your shit, but you ain't got to get that. Don't let that motherfucker come into your skin that much where it's boiling, because that's what Charlo did to me. Like, he got in my skin so much that it boiled me to want to do something. Like, I just wanted to, like, fuck the boxing shit. Just go get him. You know what I'm saying? But which was a fun thing to do, but it wasn't the smartest thing to do in my aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? My aspect of it would have been like, just box him again. Like, just outbox him again. Have your spots where you walk him out and then box him again. Have your spots where you boxing, then you walk him down. You know what I'm saying? I could have just switched it up, but I stayed in my mind like, nope, I'm going to show this nigga that he ain't a dog. I'm going to show him that I'm more of a dog. And then he got the move, and then he started adjusting, and I didn't. You know what I mean? So it just became down to just me dumbing her down at the right time. You know what I mean? Because the energy was so high for those two. It was like, it's just dumbing down at the right time and just keep her relaxed and keep her cool. And she was, man, and she did it, man. She dreamed this whole time of just fighting Michaela. And that's why she was supposed to fight Michaela like 3 years before prior. You know what I mean? So I never even knew who Michaela was, but all she talked about. I had to look her up. All she talked about was fighting Michaela. You know what I mean? And the day finally came, and I told her when it was supposed to happen, it was gonna happen. And the day finally came. You know what I mean? And we did it. So
yeah, man, that's congratulations once again, because that was a great fight too between two great fighters, and that's cool hearing how passionate you are and how much work you put into that, and
yeah,
the result that you got. It is sick, because you got more excited about that almost than when you talked about your own fight where you won the title against Charlo. But first of all, that just blows my mind that people were going to say she was going to lose because she chose you. Like, I don't, like, you're a legitimate former world champion whose mind is still present in the sport.
right.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like saying, just say I was the coach basketball, you know, and then we win against Doc Rivers and them. Nobody would think you're gonna beat Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers has been doing that. Like, that's been Doc Rivers' profession. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was a professional, that's Doc Rivers' profession, is to win basketball games. You know what I mean? Like, I think Manny Robles, that's what he does right now. Al, that's what he does. K, that's what they do right now. That's their job to do right now. Me, I'm in between. I do both. You know what I mean? So I just think when people look at it like that, they just look at, this is a coach right now that's been doing great and heavy things as of right now. You know what I mean? Like, as of lately. You know what I mean? Coach K got all the best guys. Coach Al got all the best girls. You know, Coach Manny got got world championship, right? So I just think that that was their title as of right now. Their title are world championship trainer. That's their title. My title was still fighter. You know what I mean? So I just think they just looked at it as fighter going against real trainers. You know what I mean? And not a fighter who turned the switch into training. Like I flicked that switch, like go into training mode now. You know, when it was time for that, I went into training mode. You know what I mean? So I just think they just thought that AB was only messing with a fighter state of mind, which I'm a brilliant mind when it comes to fighting. You know what I mean? So I'm a teacher state of mind. So I think that's why people said that.
Yeah, well, they ain't saying it no more.
No, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
there's no way. Well, hopefully some of these other fighters start saying your name more when it comes to who they want to fight, because 154 is a deep division, bro.
It is.
And you're one of the biggest names in it.
One of the best divisions in boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just seen Brian Mendoza beat Rosario.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of fucking fights to be made, man. It's a ton of fights.
Ramos Jr. That's another one that's
it's a ton of fights to be made, man. Yeah. It's a ton of fights, you know what I mean? So for me, how I look at the sport, I'm like, how is it a ton of fights to be made and I ain't fighting? And nobody's fighting, to be honest. So I ain't like I'm blaming it on myself, but really nobody's fighting. You know what I mean? Like everybody's really fighting once or twice a year. You know what I mean? So they're not really doing me dirty or bold or nothing. It's just like ain't nobody really fighting. You know what I'm saying? But it's
healthy for the sport though.
It's not. And it's a ton of fights to be not when it's a ton of fights to be made. That's when it's not healthy for the sport. It's a ton of fights to be made, man. It's a ton. It's a ton of fights that you can make. It's a ton of mismatches you can match up and then you can make those fights.
Yeah, you can make better cards. So like when they're charging money for these pay-per-views, like why not have Tony Harrison as a co-main event on a pay-per-view?
But guess what? They just did that with Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell. And then who was the main event? Wilder, right? Wilder was the main event on that card.
Yeah.
Wilder. So but that's how you gotta do it though. You know what I mean? Like those were that was a great card to watch. You know what I mean? Like you want to have cards like those, like have cards where it's great cards to watch. Don't try to save money because people are paying pay-per-view anyway. Don't try to save the money to try to not to make bullshit fights and say, okay, we could pay this guy $50,000, $40,000 to fight each other and it still be an entertaining fight and fans could love it. But give us the names. You know what I mean? Give us the names and let people fight each other. You know what I mean? So,
right. Like on that Crawford pay-per-view over the weekend in the co-main event, one of the girls had a losing record. She was
trash. Trash.
So bad.
Trash. But I watched it because of TC though. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
Bud's dope. Yeah, I watched
it because of TC, and it was in Nebraska, and I just like they would like. I would have never thought in a million years a guy from Nebraska could do that. You know what I mean? But he doing it.
Sell out a stadium.
Man, what? Yeah. Nebraska? My mind still too. Omaha. My mind still really like let that sink in. Like, what's out there in Omaha? Like, you know what I mean? Like, my mind say that. Like, what's out there? Like, this motherfucker could bring 15,000 people to a game in Omaha, to a fight in Omaha. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people don't talk about it too, because like a lot of people, like when Deontay Wilder got his statue in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, that was a big deal because you know, like slavery existed there at one point. So
that's
right. Had a statue there. But like just to put this for example, like Bud represents the University of Nebraska a lot when he fights. That program this year, when they fired their head coach and elevated one of their coaches to like offensive coordinator, or it was like the first time a black man had been, or a black person had been elevated to a head coaching position in the school's whole history, not just in that sport, but the entire school.
That's crazy.
And he's selling out that stadium.
And but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the dopest shit. Like that's so fucking dope to me, dog. Like, so I tuned in for history, man. I tuned in because Bud keep making history, man. That's why I tuned in. You know what I mean? So
I hope him and Spence fight, because that's too like man, people make you pick a side on that fight. It's two dope fighters at the end of the day.
I agree, bro. The sport need that.
Like, it was cool seeing Spence walk out with Big Tuck and like how hyped Dallas got with it. Like, that was big for the city of Dallas.
I agree, man. Listen to me. It's no way them guys fighting. You had that fight somewhere like Vegas or New York. Like, don't be selfish enough to have it there. Don't be selfish enough to have it at places where you only get 13,000 people in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't be selfish enough to do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's some selfish motherfuckers in the world, man, because Vegas gonna give you the money to have it there, right? But It's like, why are you gonna be so selfish to do that? And even if you do it at Vegas, do it at the Raiders Stadium.
I was gonna say they could do it at Allegiant.
Yeah, do it at the fucking Raiders Stadium where everybody can go to that moment, and you get tickets for, and then you start selling tickets for $20. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many seats there. You can start selling. You say you get your closed seats and you make your real money off that. Then start selling them bitches for $20. Niggas sit at the top. With you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a ton of ways to do that, man. But don't be selfish enough to make that only a one person thing. To make that only a 13,000, 15,000 people kind of event when it could be summer jams. You know what I mean? So
yeah, the boxing needs that. Boxing needs those big ass crowds again, bro. For like the
I agree
magic of the fight. Yeah,
I agree, bro. I agree.
Outside fights too, like back in the day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. He is the former WBC champion of the world, and I'm so blessed to have him on today. You can find him on Instagram. He is Made in Detroit 1990. That's 1990. No date for a fight coming up, but trust me, when it is, it'll be on Showtime. It'll be on Fox. It'll be a main event, a co-main event. He's one of the biggest fucking names of 154. He's Tony Superbad Harrison, man. Thank you so much once again, and shout out to AB as well, bro.
Salute, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime, bro.
Introduced to you, posing, everybody posing.